People ask me, oh, don't you feel sorry for the poor, guy coming across? I do, but I don't feel any obligation to him. I feel obligation to Americans, every American. America is worth breaking into because it's a fine thing. It is built from wilderness, it was built by people. And they left their life's work to their children, who tried to refine it and make it better, who left it to their children, who left it to their children. It is ours, it is not theirs. It's as simple as that. I heard about the original Minuteman project, and they said, arm yourself, come to the border, and defend the country, Minuteman. There we go. Not as old as I thought it was. Ta-da! When I got out here, I was really, really shocked that we didn't have a border to defend. It's an imaginary line. There's actually nothing there in most places. 2,000 miles of border, you can't seal it. You can make them leave one little place. To my mind is how to do it. You high point. The military equivalent of it is artillery observation, or fire control officer they call them now, because they're calling in all kind of good stuff. But get up on a high point, you see the bad guys, you call them in. And in this case, the Border Patrol is the bad thing that happens to them when you call them in. So that's why I'm up here on a hill instead of down there gnashing my teeth at people at a wall, although we did gnash our teeth across the wall for quite a while before we figured out that it wasn't working. People were very enthusiastic when they first got out to the border, and people were seeing all kinds of villainy everywhere. The Minuteman program, or the Minuteman phenomenon, whatever you want to call it, has been demonized. We get accused of all kind of terrible thought, and fundamentally all we're trying to do is help the people that are supposed to enforce the law to be able to enforce it. The Border Patrol to sit out here on this high point all the time would be more effective, but it wouldn't be cost effective compared to a civilian volunteer. Just being here slows them down. In order for that to keep working, though, you have to be a little bit effective. Occasionally you got to get some of them caught so that they'll take you seriously, but that's fairly easy to do when they're roving around.
Have you had a recent apprehension?
Yeah. Not real recent. I wanted to be a paratrooper. The recruiter, he must have had his quota or something. He did the best thing anybody's ever done for me. He told me, he said, if you're going to do this, you need to do it right. You need to sign a statement of intention to re-enlist, which obligates you for 6 years after your first 3. But it makes you a career soldier. And he told me, he said, they can't hold you to it because you're a minor child. I was 17. And then about 2 years later, I'm laid up in my bed in Walter Reed, and the colonel comes by and he asked me if I wanted to stay in the military, and I was worried about staying a paratrooper, and he said no, and I asked him if I could stay combat arms, and he said no combat arms for you. It's because I lost the eye. And I told him I wanted out. And so when I was 19, they handed me an ID card that said retired, and it seemed like too good of a thing to mess up, so I've done as little as I could get away with ever since, and lots of odd jobs and whatnot. Just had a good one, but I didn't realize it, but out here you think a lot. And I think I owed them that other 6 years. I feel like I did, and I feel like I'm doing it. I'm 3 in, got 3 more. I don't think it's going to be fixed in 3 years, but I feel a little bit better about the retirement thing. They will have got their 9 years. They being the America, whatever that is.